Hello, you're welcome to PowerApps ABC with Kennechuku. And today we'll be looking at form validation. Today will be a quick one. All right, so today we'll be looking at form validation. Last week, someone dropped a comment and was like, "Why not do form validation?" All right, so let me quickly come back here. One of the important, if you notice, my buttons are currently disabled because of there are some validation I made. If some fields are actually blank or empty, the form should be the button should be disabled and all that. So form validation, with form validation you can make some fields or column required, even though when you're creating them you did not actually make them required. So assuming you want, for instance, okay, let me add a button so we can just forget about these buttons. I want to add another button. So I'm adding this button. So I just added a button here. So let me just make it bold by increasing the height. Um, Currently it is let's change it to submit. The text to submit. We are making the text to submit. So let's make it bold. All right, let me increase the height to 40. All right, this is what we currently have. Now if you have your form, if you have your application, let's go back. This is my application, incident reporting application. All right, maybe you want to create a new request and a user can just come, forget about these other buttons. This is the button we have. A user can come and just select, and the person would not feel, probably the person did not select date of incident, and the person can submit. It will submit, and once the person click on submit, it will submit this form, leaving this description empty, date of incident empty, supervisor empty. So if you want this to be required and you want to ensure that probably the user select a supervisor before they can submit, I think you could just add some stuff here. You just come here and say, the first thing you do is you just come here and select the name of your data card. If you click on this, you'll see the name of the data card is data card value 1. You copy it out. Then you can either add it here on this button. You go to your button and go to the display mode. Check for display mode on the property pane. You can say now, you can use if condition. Currently it is edit, so the user can click. But now we want to say except the user select something here, select a supervisor before they can actually submit. So to do that, you come to the display mode of your button and say, we'll just add a condition here. I'll comment this out. I'll now come and say if, select if this data card value is data card value 1. So I'll now say there's a function called is blank. I'll now say if is blank. Then I will now paste data card value 1 dot selected. Sorry. We are now saying if this dot selected is blank, then the button should be display mode dot disabled, s display mode dot edit. So now close this. So as you can see now, what we did is we wanted this, the button is currently disabled. So let's preview this and see. Now you can see the button is disabled because this supervisor is blank. Now let's go and let me select supervisor. You can see it's now editable. So this is one of the beauty of adding validation. If not, a user can just come and not fill your form and they can submit. So with this you can make all these columns required. Let's assume, for instance, let's also assume this description. Let's say now it's a number. You want to collect a number. You want it to be a number. Normally description is a multi-line of text, but let's assume you want it to be a number, for instance phone number. Or let me see if I can add another text input here. Let me select this and insert text input. Let's assume this is a text input now. This is our text input. Let me increase it. Let me resize it, drag it here to this point. So let me also add a text label just to insert text label. Phone number. I'll call this. So this is it here. I'll drag it down. Let's assume this is sorry. Let's assume this is what we. Let me remove the default text. Let me set it to this. And let me now set this to phone number. Then change this to phone number. Phone number. So now you can now remember phone numbers are number, not text. Now if the user come and start typing text in place of phone number, without form validation they can actually submit. They can submit. But with form validation, you have to check if this is numeric. If it is numeric, that is only when this can be editable, else it should be disabled. So to achieve that with form validation, you just come, remove this, and you copy the name of this text input 2. You can now come and also on your button, you can come on your button and say, remember this is what we did for this supervisor. If supervisor is blank, so you can do this. Let's just do it separately, then later we can combine all of them together. So this is the first validation we did, but we want to do the second one now. Let's comment this out. I've commented this out. So now I want to ensure that the user is entering number and not text. So if the user enters text, this button will become disabled, but if the person enters number, it will be editable. So to do that, you now say if you now put, there is a function called is numeric. This is it here. Then you put the text input or your data card dot text. This is dot text. Then display mode. If it is numeric, that is it, number. Display mode dot edit. S display mode or disabled. So what we are saying is, if what the user is typing is a number, it should be editable. S, it should be disabled. You can see how simple it is. So if I preview this now, you can see phone number. So if I entered, let's clear this out. For the place of phone number, user start typing G, this, that, and that. You can see it is disabled. But if I clear this out and start typing, what's it called? Let's see 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see it is numeric. So my button is editable. So you're seeing it is editable. It's editable. Now, you can also do some other validation to ensure maybe your phone number is 10 or 9. You can also check if it is less than 11 or if it is equal to 11, then the user can also submit this. So to do that, you can also come here and I think there's a formula for length. If this is numeric, then you can put and let's see, either use and, let's use this one, and there's a function called length. This is it, length of this text input. Let's copy this text input 2 and length. You close it, is equal to 11. Let's say for instance you want to say it's equal to 11. If your phone number is 11 and the length is equal to 11, it should be editable. S, it should be disabled. Now you can see this is more than 11. If you preview this now, this number is more than 11, so it is disabled. So if I now come back and clear this and say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. You can see it is 11, and now my button, I can now submit. So you can see the beauty of this. So this is how you can do your form validation. You can come and check if the user did not select a date, the button should be disabled. If the user selects a date, it should be editable. So with that, a user cannot just come and just fill some stuff and just click on submit button and they can submit. So you can see how form validation helps you to make sure that the required columns are being filled or entered. So you can do the same thing for emails. For instance, the user enter email and it's not really the order or the way email is. You can also do that validation and check whether this thing the user entered is email. So now to combine them, so we can just come here and say, if you want to combine the two conditions, remember we said if this one is blank, then it should be disabled. So we want to add all these conditions together. To do that, we can say if, let me comment this out. So let me comment this out. I can now come down. I want to combine these two conditions. I can come and say if the first one is if the supervisor field is blank, then the button should be disabled. Want it to be disabled. So I copy this. Let me just copy this. If it's blank. Is blank, checks whether it has value or not. So we say if this is blank, or we want to combine more than one or we can come here, we'll now copy this and say or this is non-numeric. If you put not, that means if this is not a number, or again, and we want to combine three conditions, or the length is not equal to this. Control C. Can now say this, put this here. I can come here and put not, or this is not equal to this. Now I can say display mode dot disabled s display mode dot edit. Then you close your if. So you can see how it is now. We have combined multiple conditions together. We are saying if the supervisor, if the supervisor is blank, or this, if supervisor is blank, or then this thing is not numeric, that is not number, or the length is not equal to 11, then it should be disabled. S, it should be edit. Currently we have 11 digits here, and currently the supervisor has a value. That is why the button is edit. So if I come back and preview this, and let's say I set this to blank, let me see if I can deselect. I cannot deselect it for now. Let's just clear this. So if I clear this, you can see it is disabled. So this is how you can use form validation. You can also do the same thing. You can check multiple conditions. You can check if this is blank also. If you want to notify the user, you can also do it. Notify. Now let's come here. You can say if, let me copy this one now. If the supervisor column is blank, let's copy this. Control C. We can we can come here and say how do I even do this now? So on select of this, like we can come on select of this also. Come to on select. You can use notify also, that it will pop up. You can come to on select of the button and paste this here. This time around you are not using display mode. Display mode, you only use it on the display mode of the button. So we want to notify in case, for instance, we are saying if the supervisor is blank, then just type notify. Once you type notify now, you close it, you come here and put your text, what you want the user to see. If the supervisor is blank, you can see supervisor, let's say supervisor. Supervisor, okay, we can say supervisor is required. Then notification type, you can say error. S, if it has value, you don't want to, if you want to add a string, if you want to put a text, thank you for adding, but if you don't want, you can just leave an empty string. This way it is. So if our button is edit, it's on edit, and you click on this and this supervisor is blank, it will show you. Let's try and see. Let me go to the display mode and remove that condition for the, let's go to display mode. I want to take out the part of supervisor so we can see what I mean by the notify. So let's take out, or let's comment this first part of the condition. Let's comment the first part and just take out this. Now let me take this out. So now let me add, let me go back, log out, come here, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My this is enabled. I'm trying to see if I can turn the disabled allow empty selection for this. Let me see if I can check for allow. I think there's a property for empty selection. Select multiple, blah blah blah. There's a property called allow empty selections. It can allow you to so let's use another field since I can't deselect this now. So let's copy this data card value 7. If it is empty, you would see if I click on that button. So let me copy and come back to my unselect of this button and replace the supervisor field on select. Come to unselect. Instead of this one, I'll now replace it with the description. If description, for instance, so we are saying description dot value. So we are saying if description of value is blank, then notify description. Let's change it now. Description is required. Description is required. All right. So now let's. So if I want to click on submit now, see, I'll click on submit. You can see description is required. So you can add multiple conditions to your controls or buttons, and without those, if those conditions is not true, you cannot submit. So please, if you are getting value from this, hit the subscribe button, comment, share, and also share so that others can actually see. I also notice more people view this without subscribing, so please subscribe to help my channel growth and for me to also share more videos. Thank you very much and do have a great day.